All right, hello and welcome to another Expert Inside interview. My name is John Golden from SalesPOP, online sales magazine and Pipeliner CRM, joining you as usual from sunny San Diego. And today I'm delighted to be joined from Oakland, California, so just up the ways a bit, by Trevor Levine. How you doing, Trevor?
I'm great. How are you?
Yeah, and Trevor is the owner of Marketing Experts, certified conversion optimization specialist, advertising copy wizard, and protege of living legends like Ryan Days, John Benson, and Jeff Walker. And what we're going to talk about today is converting more visitors into paying customers or clients. Let's face it, Trevor, nobody is saying to me today, I have no problems converting, right? And leads are flowing in and I'm overwhelmed. I've just got so much stuff to follow up on. No, most people are saying like it's really hard to get leads. It's hard to convert more people and all of that. So from your point of view, what are some of the common mistakes that are hurting conversion rates?
Okay. Well, let's take a step back and look at the big picture. I imagine that if you're listening to this, you're driving traffic to a page, maybe
Mhm.
using paid ads, maybe affiliates, maybe organic methods. But whatever you're doing, you're probably spending a lot of time or money to get people to that page. Once you get people to that page, what's on there determines what percentage of those visitors are going to
Mhm.
become customers or clients. And so that's where I help, is making sure that that page maximizes your conversion rate. So let's talk about that page, okay? And
Yep.
that could be the landing page of a funnel. It could be a squeeze page, opt-in page, a video sales letter, or a regular sales letter. Those are the most common.
Mhm.
One of the mistakes is focusing on adjectives instead of verbs.
Mm.
So, for example, you might say, "This is the most innovative, groundbreaking method in the market." That just sounds like bragging. That doesn't really
Right.
convince anybody to do anything.
Mhm.
What would be more effective, let's say you're selling a solution for business owners, is to focus on verbs. For example, stop wasting time on minutia. Automate 70% of your operations. Spend more quality time with your family.
Right.
See how every one of those starts with a verb?
Mhm.
Yeah. Another mistake
And
is,
why, Trevor? Why do we react better to that?
well, because those are benefits.
Mhm.
That's something that you, the reader, or you, the prospect, will get as a result or benefit. That's what people want. They
Mhm.
don't wake up in the morning saying, "You know what? I think I need to sign up for a membership program. I think I need to buy a course. I think I need to hire a coach." Nobody wakes up in the morning thinking about buying those things. They think about their problems.
Mm.
The problem may be, oh, I'm going to have trouble meeting my overhead this month and also covering all of my personal expenses.
Right.
The problem may be, oh God, this pain in my joints is really hurting, and it's limiting what I can do. So the benefits are the solution that people want, that they are looking for. The adjectives are about your product, program, solution. They don't care. They
Yeah.
don't care about what you have. They care about what they want.
Mhm. And let's face it, I mean, a lot of these adjectives and stuff, they're very subjective, right?
Subjective, yeah. But I think the issue is that the adjectives tend to describe the thing you're selling, and people don't care about what you're
Mhm.
selling. They care about solving their problem.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, that makes total sense because let's face it, I mean, we often get caught up in our product or our service and just we think it's fantastic, therefore we talk about it that way as opposed to, taking ourselves out of the equation and putting ourselves in the shoes of the buyer.
I mean, one way to look at it is there's Pleasure Island is the place that they want to go. Have you heard of
Mhm.
this metaphor, Pleasure Island?
No, no.
Okay, and right now they're on, let's say, Pain Island, right, where they have
Mhm.
problems and pains. What they care about is getting to Pleasure Island. The boat that gets them there, you don't want to spend half of the page describing how great the boat is,
Right, right, right,
right? And
right.
that's what you're selling the boat, but what they want
Mhm.
is to know, they want to know that you understand their pains and problems, right? So you need to describe them very specifically to show that you really get their world, because then they trust you. They trust you as an authority. And then you're going to show them why your solution is better and different than anything else they could buy to solve
Mhm.
that problem, so that it's clear, right? Your solution is the way to go. And then, of course, you want to talk to them about all the benefits and the
Mhm.
liberation from their pains and problems when they make it to Pleasure Island.
Right. So what are some other mistakes that people make?
Okay, well, we touched on one just now, which is
Yeah.
selling the process or the deliverables.
Mhm.
So, the people listening to this podcast, what are some of the more common businesses that they're in? Are they coaches? Are they authors? Or are they selling merchandise and physical products? Or,
A lot of them are B2B salespeople, to be
okay,
honest. So a lot of them are selling solutions. Yeah.
so what kind of solution? Like a customer relationship
Yeah. Sure.
management or
Yeah. Sure.
CRM?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's say that you're selling a CRM. And I use a CRM, so I'm familiar. You could focus on uh, the functionality. Um, like, you can send this many emails per month, or
Mhm.
you can customize SMS marketing by inserting the customer's name and this and that. In this case, with B2B, that actually may be important. Um, and you don't want to do that at the expense of talking to them about the result, which what's the
Mhm.
big picture result they're after? They want to generate more revenue,
Yep.
they want to generate more profits, or maybe they want to cut their expenses or reduce their overhead. So, show them the results, and focus on the results more than the process or the methodology or the specifics, the specific features. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
No, no, that makes total sense. It's like because if you're planning a vacation to a beach in Hawaii, right? Your focus is on sitting on that beach in Hawaii. It's not on, oh well, I gotta get up, I gotta get the Uber down to the airport, then I gotta do this. And you're not focused, as you said, you're not focused on all the steps you need to get there. You're focused on that destination. And I think that's what prospects want to focus on when they come to your page.
Yeah. So let's say you are selling a CRM service. When you choose your testimonials, would it be better to have a testimonial that says, I love this service because I can customize my SMS marketing by putting in, I'm creating workflows that,
Yeah.
are spaced 2 days apart and do this and that? Or would it be better to have a testimonials saying, as a result of using the CRM, I've cut my expenses by 33% and increased my revenue by 42%?
Right.
Right? That's the result. So
Hmm.
that's more important than the specific functionality.
Yeah. So on that subject of testimonials, what mistakes are people making with that? I mean, sometimes people have loads of testimonials, but they don't seem to make a difference to their business.
Yeah. Well, the kind of testimonial that doesn't really help you is one that just says, "This is a really great service, and I've been using it for a year, and I'm
Mhm.
gonna renew."
Mhm. Yeah.
You know, you don't want to just have people say, "This is a great thing, and I like it, and I'm gonna keep using it." You want to talk, number one, um, about results.
Mhm.
So, if you go to my website, for example, marketingexperts.com, all of the testimonials state specific results. Trevor tripled the response to our sales page, or
Right.
whatever it might be. There's a lot that are more specific than that. You want to have the same thing. So, if the result is that somebody, like I just shared, that was a good example of a testimonial about cutting overhead,
Yeah.
increasing revenue. Another result might have to do with saving time as a business owner. Someone might say, I used to spend 10 hours a day not only providing the billable work that we do, but also managing all of the technical minutia. And now I'm able to go home at 3 o'clock and spend the second half of the day with my wife and kids, or my husband and kids, right? Because so much of it is now on autopilot.
Right. Right. So when you come across something like that, so therefore what you're reading about is you're going, oh, I wish I was that guy. I wish I was getting more time. I wish all these things. I wish I was able to leave earlier. I wish I was able to spend more time with my family, which has, which that's nothing to do with the function of the CRM per se. but that's the feeling of the outcome. That's what you want people to get attached to.
Well, there's a domino effect of
Mhm,
benefits. Okay,
mhm,
so let's say one benefit is that you can have a workflow with SMS messages that go out every day or
mhm,
two and can be customized. Okay, well that is a benefit, but why do people want that? What's the benefit they want from that? Well, maybe it's a higher responsiveness
mhm.
from people who are getting the text messages, right? And why do they want that? So that will have a higher conversion rate of leads into clients, or
Mhm.
right, or whatever it might be, clients, customers, policyholders. And why do they want that? Right, because if they were making more money or more
Yep.
profit at the end of the year, then they could raise their standard of living. They could go on more vacations. They could go home early, right? And not
Mhm.
have to work on weekends, or work late and miss dinner, or miss their kids' baseball games or plays, right? So we want to not just talk about the immediate
Yeah.
benefits, but the domino effect.
Yeah, no, and absolutely. And how? So we're in a strange world right now, and we're in a strange economy and all of that, and what often happens in these circumstances is people start to postpone buying decisions, or they err on the side of caution. No decision becomes your biggest competitor often. How do you overcome that and create some level of urgency so that
Mhm.
you can convert some of these, particularly because people are retrenching somewhat?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Great question. So there's a difference between just describing your solution
Hmm.
and making an offer. And so this is the key. And one of the things that I help with is developing your offer and developing your unique selling proposition, which helps the reader understand why is this different and better than any other solution,
Hmm.
right? Any other competing solution. But let's talk about the offer. Here are some ways that you can make an offer. Obviously, you could have limited quantities, like only
Hmm.
the next 50 people who respond will get such and such discount or such and such added bonus. When I started a company in 2009, which I scaled to six-figure months and sold in 2017.
Well,
And one of the ways, I'll give you a couple examples of how we did this. So we had a 1-year course that you could pay for around 197 for the year, or $20 a month. And normally, the only way to get any of the lesson content was to sign up for these
sure.
monthly charges or prepay the full annual fee. So what we did is we took out one of the lessons that people really valued, and we offered it for only $7 for a limited time. And the offer was, hey, normally the only way you could possibly get this lesson is to sign up for the whole course, right? Or sign up to for monthly fees for
Right.
a year. But for a limited time, we're going to let you have this lesson that our students love, and here are the results they're getting for only $7. So that's one offer.
Hmm.
Another one would be to have a trial period, right? We also
Right.
used to have a $1 14-day trial. So people could, try with very little risk. And, we all know how that works. Just make sure that you're really transparent and you're not trying to hide the monthly fees up front. Another way that you can do it is widening the gap between free and paid. So let's
Right.
say you're selling something with monthly fees, and you have a free version and a paid version.
Hmm.
Um, you can look for ways, and this is one of the ways I help clients, is looking for ways to widen the gap so that when they look at the paid one, it's just so much more valuable
Right.
that it converts more people. They don't just want to settle for the free thing. Or maybe they sign up for the free thing, and in the first couple of weeks of using it, they realize, oh, this has too many limitations, and
Right.
for only X dollars more, I could get
Mhm.
everything, or most of what I want. One way I did this recently, I was working with a client who's been doing an online summit, B2C. He's
Yeah.
been doing it for 14 years and has done a lot of split testing to get to where he is, or where he was when he
Hmm.
hired me, which is a pretty good conversion rate, better than average. And obviously, the way these summits work, if you don't know, you invite people to join for free just by typing in an email. And then on the thank you page, you ask them to upgrade and pay like $67 for the recordings and other
Hmm.
things.
Right.
So I said to him, well, along with the recordings and along with the transcripts, um, what else can we offer to increase the value of upgrading to the paid option? And one of the things was they were only going to have they were going to have a community forum for 8 days, which was the length of the summit.
Right.
And if you were signing up for free or you were paying, didn't matter. You still only got 8 days, and
Right.
everyone's in the same forum.
Mhm.
So I said, why don't we have a special forum for 60 days for the people that pay so they can continue to get support, not just during the 8 days, but for the next, for 60 days
Yeah.
total
Yeah. Yeah.
when they sign up, and also give them their own special forum with more high touch. So that was one of the ways we widened the gap. It also turned out when I interviewed the client that they were only using about 20% of the video interview content they'd collected and filmed in the free summit. So that wasn't made explicit.
Right.
So we made a big point about the fact that if you sign up for the paid, if you upgrade, you get all the other 80%. You don't just get to
Right.
listen to the summit forever, right, without them expiring, but you also get the other 80% of the content.
Yeah, no, that's a great, great solution. And just tell me about for B2C or for self-service models, for ones where, the checkout is very important, right? I mean, the bane of their existence is the abandoned checkout, right?
Oh yeah, well,
Talk to me a little bit about how do you improve checkout? What do you do if you're constantly getting abandoned checkout?
well, you'll never have 100% of people who hit your
Sure.
checkout page become customers. But let's talk about how to improve the conversion rate there.
Hmm.
The first big mistake is is offering a link to your checkout page too early on your sales page.
Mm,
Now, if what you're selling is only $17 or maybe $27, it's not a big deal. But if it's $97, if it's several $100s, the whole point of a sales page is to establish the value of what you have, show why it's different and better than the competition, and answer your prospects' objections before you reveal the price.
mhm.
Okay, that's why if you ever get on the phone and do an enrollment conversation, you don't first tell them what it's going to cost, right, to buy your high ticket offer,
Right.
right? You first want to uh, overcome the objections,
Mhm.
explain
Yep.
why it's so valuable, talk about success stories. It's the same in a sales letter, which, by the way, is why video sales letters are so common in some markets because there's no way to scroll down and see what the price is until the person who makes the VSL wants you to know the price. But when we come to a regular sales page, which is everything's in writing, if you have the link to your checkout page too early, people will just go there and they won't get
Right.
to read all the success stories, all the testimonials. They won't read about your risk reversal. They won't read about the objections that they have and what your answers are. And they'll just go there and see the price and they'll be like, oh, I don't want to spend that much.
Yeah.
And I'm out of here. So it's really important that you don't provide a link to your checkout page until after you've done most of the selling, most of the important stuff, including your risk reversal, testimonials, and making sure the problem believes that your solution is going to solve the problem. That's
Yeah.
number one.
Yeah, no, it's interesting because the way like people are like, oh no, get them to where they need to go as fast as possible, which is saying like, actually, that's not the right strategy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's not. That's why, like I said, video sales letters. A lot of time you don't reveal the price till 20 minutes into it.
Hmm.
Okay, so what are some of the other reasons checkout pages are not performing? You cannot assume that just because someone went to your checkout page means that they're now going to buy. They
Yeah.
still need to be reassured. They need to be reminded of the reasons why they clicked over there. So you need to show again your best testimonials or some additional new testimonials that are just as good as the ones they first saw. You need to show again the image of your product or package. You need to state again what your risk reversal is. So you're reminding them that there's no way that they can lose here, right?
Yeah.
The best risk reversal is no matter what you decide, you can only come out ahead.
Hmm.
Either they get the benefits that they wanted, and so they came out ahead, or if they need to get a refund, they keep some bonuses or they keep something, right? They get
Yeah,
got
yeah.
some value that they still keep. So they come out ahead either way.
Mhm.
And let's see if there's anything else I want to say about that. Yeah, those are the main reasons why people abandon checkout pages.
Yeah. And finally, talk to me a little bit about improving wallet share and the concept of decoy pricing.
Oh yeah. So this is another technique I used in my company. Decoy pricing means that you have typically three price points. But one of them is in there not because you're really hoping people will take that one,
Hmm.
but it's to help influence them to want to take a more expensive one.
Gotcha.
So, for example, we had price points at like 19.97 a month, 49.97 a month, 59.97 a month. You could see that the middle one is almost as expensive as
Yeah.
the top one,
Hmm.
but it offered a lot less. It offered more, obviously, than the cheap one, but the top one offered the students a chance to earn a certificate, to ask questions on live calls, and get their questions answered in real time. And the middle one for 49.97 a month didn't have those benefits.
Mm.
So when they're looking at, oh, for only $10 a month more, I could get a certificate, I could get my questions answered, I could get this and the other thing. Yeah, that's not only does it. It's the point of it is that if you only have one price point, they have nothing to compare it to.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't know if it's a good value because there's nothing to compare it to. Now they have to go on Google and look at other people's solutions to see
Hmm.
what other people are charging. But by
Yeah.
having 2 or 3 price points, now they can compare them to each other, and you can use one of them as a decoy to make the more expensive one appear to be a bargain.
Yeah, no, it makes complete sense. Good. That's great. Well, listen, Trevor, you've given us some fantastic insights here. All of Trevor's information will be below this video. But before we go, please do remind people about what you do.
Sure, yeah, I improve conversion rates on sales pages, video sales letters, and also in email campaigns, funnels, things like that. If you are interested in getting a free critique of any copy that you have right now, just come to marketingexperts.com, that's plural, and there's a link on there you can click to get a free critique. There's no obligation, no cost. Uh, some people helped me out when I was getting started, and I like to pay it forward. So come on over and I'd be happy to help you out.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I would encourage you to go check it out. That's Marketing Experts. And as I said, the links will be below. And you just said you can get your stuff reviewed for free. And who doesn't like that? So I encourage you to go over and check that out. All right. Well, listen, thanks again, Trevor. Thank you for watching and listening. And I'll see you all again very soon. Thank you.